Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Arco, where today we begin Act 2, which was titled Old Bones, and when I pressed the record button, it closed the title card real fast, so apologies for that. Yorko's directions are so old and messed up, it takes you ages to find your way to his village. Okay, this is us over here. Hello, people. You overhear villagers whispering. Who's that? I don't know, I've never seen him before. Okay, I have a jaunty red outfit on. Children playing with toy bows stop to stare at you as you pass by. So I'm a much brighter color than their surroundings. The villager looks intimidated as you approach. We don't get many strangers around here. Oh, I'm looking for Yorko? That's an intense mustache and eyebrow combination. I get why people are looking intimidated. Esli would know. She's over there. She gestures toward a young woman by the fence. Okay. Older kids play an ancient game with sticks and rocks. You stop a moment to watch, trying to remember the rules, but the memories are too vague. Carefree villagers hang up laundry without noticing you. Hi there, I'm Esli. I don't think we've met. She's so open and friendly. You look away. I'm looking for Yorka. Oh, are you an old friend of my grandpa's? Yorka's a grandpa now. The young woman grins. A great-grandpa, actually. I got kids of my own. Say hi, Kaio. I don't know how to pronounce that. You notice the small kid next to Esli. Yorka is the closest thing to family you've got left. Strange to think he has his own blood relatives now. So are you from around here? You look Io, but... Is Yorka coming back soon? She looks offended, but you hate talking about your history. He's out with the cattle. He'll be back soon. You can rest here and chat with the villagers. If you're not too good for us, that is. Okay, damn. She really takes minor like politeness slights very strongly. She turns her back to you. Okay, people here are like they're very touchy about manners. I guess that's a thing to remember. Hey, I like your boots. What are they made of? Rattlesnake. The villager whistles, impressed. Where'd you pick up something like that? Tuag country. Tuag country? I guess Tuag. He whistles again. And what's it like over there? Dry. Like the drylands? Drier. Huh. Hey, I think I see Yorka coming in with the cattle. It's just eager to get rid of me. A woman sharpening knives narrows her eyes at you. You know how to use that thing? The woman gestures at your Arco. You put a hand over it protectively. I wouldn't carry it otherwise. My Arco? So these are bodkin points. It's a bandage. I'm not equipped with a thing that is recognizable as an Arco. I guess it's the bow? Holy cattle! Is that really you? You clasp forearms with Yorka, easily recognizing him, despite the many years that have passed. What are you calling yourself these days? Tizo. Tizo the Wise. Huh, suits you. I went back to Yorka long ago. The sight of his familiar and friendly face thaws you a bit. You almost feel like smiling. I figured. You know, I never thought I'd see you in Io country. Well, what brings you here, Tizo? He lowers his voice. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know. Nah, I ain't here to cause trouble. I just ended up here. Apparently we're being secretive, so let's lean into it. Well, you always were the restless sort. Still. Come on, just admit you wanted to see an old friend. What old friend? Ha, you haven't changed a bit. Well, don't just stand there. You hungry? The two of you share a meal, and Yorka tells you stories about his grandchildren. Neither of you bring up the past, either the good or bad old times. You mentioned taking your leave, but Yorka stops you. You know, I got some work for you if you need the cash. No, nothing crazy. Just some pesky lizards that have been attacking our cattle. Pesky lizards. Look, beggars can't be choosers, and you're looking a bit ragged, old man. Just let a friend help you out, huh? You know, just head toward this farm and keep going east. All right, I'm receiving a pity fetch quest here, basically. It's fine. Is this not the way out of this map? Do we go... We must go left. It's weird that they would put the edge over here. It's kind of weird that you can't just ride to any edge of the current map, honestly. But whatever. Hello, you're Mr. Tizo, right? How'd you know? Gee, I wonder if it has anything to do with my crazy distinctive facial hair and grimace. News travels fast around here. Cora mentioned she saw you earlier. She's in the field there, prepping Murzos. Bet she'd give you some if you stop and chat with her. Did Yorka tell you about the lizards bothering us? Mm-hmm. Well, look out for bandits that way as well. Well, I'll deal with any I see. Oh. Well, these bandits have been poaching more than their share of the wildlife. All right. I'd best be going. Yeah, be careful out there. I'm a little weird with people, all right? I'm a little stiff, a little robotic. Oh, hello. I saw you earlier with Yorka. Would you like to stay for lunch? I'm prepping this Murzo for Pochero later. I'd best stay moving. Okay, words I gotta look up. Apologies. So, Murzo is apparently the name of a place. Wikipedia disambiguate. Murzo food. Boy, Google search is so bad now, huh? Okay. The responses here are such garbage. Puchero? More helpful? Okay. Another hearty stew, if you would believe it. A vivid broth of tender pork belly and plump chickpeas, I am being told. Okay. And also maybe some chorizo. Listen, I am fully on the side of any society that is very stew-based. It's my people also. Well, at least take this with you then. Okay. It's an aromatic plant used in many recipes and potion crafts. The roots can be eaten raw. Well, there we go. Why was that not coming up in the Google search? What happened to web search? I feel like we used to have a solved problem would be a strong way to put it, but you know, it used to be better. You are adorable. Brogs are legendary for their stupidity, so they're mostly safe to be around. Honestly, a creature that big that's also very stupid seems like it would be kind of dangerous to be around. Although sometimes they'll grab a person's head thinking it's a bird. Yeah, stuff like that, you would think. Extremely adorable, though. It's been a long time since you saw a shrine to Yoza. The aura of grief is so intense, even the birds are respectfully silent. Hey there. An old woman prays in front of the shrine. I feel like I should not disturb her. There's not enough time to pray for all the dead you have to mourn. The statue of Yoza has an open palm as if to invite offerings. Yeah, I don't have anything that we are allowed to offer. Okay. I feel like it's a little outside of the characterization of this character to like, if we were going to stop and pray, we would do it when the statue there's no other people around, right? The air is thin up here. Haze covers the distant rocks. Lizard should be close. And look at all these goats. Human tracks. There might be a camp nearby. Oh, sorry, that was him, not the narrator voice. Human tracks. He's sort of Batman. I guess I'm doing Batman a little bit. A rare sight here, but there's plenty of them in the mountains. They're very cute. And these are the lizards, yeah? You hear snarls beyond some boulders. Lizards circle around a fresh carcass of goat. Either they're about to fight or it's mating season. Maybe both. Is he responding to the narrator? The snarling lizards notice you. Alright. So, hold on. Do want to look at my skill tree before we get going here. So we have basic movement. We do have enough. Stuff to gain XP. It says right there what it's called. We do have enough XP to gain an equipment slot, although we don't currently have any reason to want one, I don't think. A backhanded slap. No one expects a backhand mid-fight, interrupts but deals no damage. I mean, that's kind of a cool idea. And then we have our arrow thing, and also we have dash. More dash and speed. Ooh, adds a roll to the dash. Or maybe the roll as a separate ability. A long-range lob shot damaging multiple enemies. Lands in 2 turns. That's interesting. So sort of like a mortar. You get the ability to project shotguns in a cone. Okay, I kind of like the idea of picking up a slap because I like the idea of leaning into the stunning system a lot. Yeah, let's buy this. That was a very dramatic sound. Alright, I do believe he is going to just draw close enough to us. Take that, nerd. And then it looks like... Yeah, I mean, if I want to do actual damage, right? Alright. Caught him, got him committed. I guess we'll just wait a turn, get all of our magia back. Hold space. Oh, okay. Holding space lets you preview an enemy's moves without being on top of it. That'll make a lot of stuff more viable. Alright, so since they're both in move mode right now, I'm gonna just run actually directly between them. My plan here is to run here and then dash hard to the other side. Hopefully we move, yeah, fast enough for that to work. That'll put me in a position where we can just blast this dude. Just smack you in the face. And run. And run. And continue to run, in fact, because firing a bow is very high cost. Alright, there's no way this guy's catching up. Alright, 2 XP. I can't believe that was only worth 2 XP. I guess the 5 XP we got before was kind of for like the whole travel, right? Alright, skin and eggs. And also victory. And also we can gather some goat meat. Seems like it would be unwise to leave it. And something shiny in the grass. What do we have here? It's a ring. Okay. Doesn't seem to be worth much, but maybe it's... I mean, it's somebody's ring, right? Like, I was about to say maybe it's somebody's ring. Yeah, you know what? Let's go have a look at the poachers. Maybe this is unwise. Maybe I'm getting myself in trouble here, but... The tracks from the lizard rocks lead here. Looks like poachers have set up camp. This is the leftover corpse of a tac-tac. Someone didn't clean up their mess. Yeah, take a look at it. The tac-tac corpse has already attracted some hungry local predators. Oh no, giant bugs! I'm enjoying the combat system right now, so I'm eager to take more chances to fight. These guys have 3 health, right? Yeah, that's a little inconvenient. I need a second ability that deals damage. love the way we can just, like, fly off. Yeah, I really do need just like a 1 damage compensating ability, just to give me a little bit of something to finish people off. Okay. You hope you don't run into more messes left behind by these poachers. Okay, I guess that was it for the moment. Some folks busily set traps up all over the copse. Must be the poachers that set up camp near here. Hey, this ain't your land to be setting traps on. A man looks up in surprise and then scoffs. Hey, keep moving, old man. I said it ain't your land. Well, it is if we're standing on it and hunting on it and killing nosy old men on it. Alright. I'm not afraid of them. We are 1 XP short of being able to learn anything new. So we can take the Bodkin points into combat with us. Pierce for 3 turns. So I'm assuming when it says pierce, I'm assuming it means that they'll go through one target into another. Let's just move here. Oops, I hit wait. I fully intended to hit 2, and I just hit wait instead. That time it was on purpose. I gotta get him a little bit closer. Yeah, we gotta close in a little bit. We gotta fire an arrow. And then we gotta do like a completely lateral dash. Alright, here's hoping... Yeah, that I wasn't very slightly out of range, is what I was about to say. Got him this time. I am putting myself in kind of a dangerous position here by limiting my ability to evade. So I think that's just gonna miss me. It's a little hard to tell. Okay, that dude just wandered into a bear trap. Status effects are special conditions that can affect players or enemies. They can help. They can be help or hurt the affected character. It's a weird way to word that. Learn more about each effect by hovering over the icon. So that did put him on 2 health. I feel like we gotta take the shot, even though he is certainly not our most critical foe. So what happens if I run up here? Okay, he's actually like he's trying to get out. Probably just want to take a normal walk. Yeah, that's missing. I'm just taking the shot. I don't really need to go anywhere here. Like, I am just going to wait this turn. Don't want to end up too far away because obviously we need to stay in range for the next shot. Ooh. He might have moved out far enough. I was gonna say at this range, I was just gonna charge him, and if he went for his gun, I was gonna backhand him one. All right, we got some XP there. We can get some skills. I guess the poachers won't be returning to their camp. Yeah, let's have a look for their traps. You find and disarm the traps, helping yourself to the poachers' goods along the way. All right, excellent. Is the snare a combat item? Yeah, let's maybe make that our, yeah. I could definitely see use for that immediately. How you guys doing? They're fine. They didn't notice anything that was going on there. The hell? You see more smoke and ash from the main village. Dread pools in your belly. You spur your mount to go faster. You look inside to see the remains of charred bodies. The woman who gave you Murzo, that man you spoke to. What were their names? You shake your head. Best not to remember. You've always made an effort to not get too close to people. Because apparently this shit happens just all the time around here. This is a grim place to live. The smell churns your stomach and you stumble outside. Yeah, no, this is very bad. You struggle to see through the falling ashes. Gods. You take in the devastation. Yorka's village is in ruins. Everyone slaughtered. How did this happen so fast? Everyone inside this home is dead. You're not sure, but you think one of them is the man who admired your belt and boots. Poor saps. They were defenseless against whoever did this to them. Yorka's dead body lies outside his door. Looks like he was cut down fighting. You feel a weight upon your spirit. He was the only person left that you thought of as family. Bitter smoke chokes your throat. You were supposed to outlive me, asshole. The ashes water your eyes till tears stream down your face. There's a necklace on the ground. 2 beads on the necklace look like suns. You don't know what it means, but it's Kanek workmanship. Could the Kaneks be responsible for this slaughter? Kaneks love fighting. But Murzeku is pretty far from the Kanek border. Besides, fighters or not, most Kaneks east side of the forest are just farmers. This hut is less bird than the others. A noise startles you, the sound of whimpering. You find a child inside, alive. Okay, you're safe now. The child doesn't seem to hear or see you. He just shakes his head and rocks. No, it's okay, kid. They're gone. Gramps hid me here. Everyone screamed and I hid. Yeah, okay. What you did was smart. Ain't no shame in surviving. Something tells me this is a thing that Tizo does not necessarily apply to himself. Yeah, I bet. Hey now, you're Esley's kid, right? Yorka's great-grandson. You got a name? Kaio. Okay, well, I'll get you to safety. Okay, so now we have a child orphan of terrible violence to take care of. You spot footprints in the churned mud. Boots. Newcomer boots. But anyone can wear newcomer boots. You're wearing a newcomer belt yourself. Was it Kaneks wearing newcomer boots, or newcomers wearing a Kanek necklace? Or did the bastards burn it all down together? Alright, pay attention to the map. Paths made from arrows are one way. No going back once you've crossed them. So, okay, we're never coming back here no matter what. That makes sense. I guess let's go to a place where it seems like there's probably people. At the very least, we can ask questions, right? The fire may be behind you, but the rage burns you from inside. Stay focused, old man. There might be more clues in these surrounding areas. Sure. Also, camels, maybe? It's hard to tell what those are supposed to be. A couple eggs cook at a campfire. Welcome, Hunter. Are you all right? The anger and pain inside your head mutes you. The 2 eggs exchange uneasy looks. We don't want any trouble. We're simple traders on our way to Murzeku. Well, there ain't no Murzeku no more. No Murzeku. The other 2 egg watches you closely, but is silent as a rock. Someone burned down the village, slaughtered everyone. Murzeku's gone. That's terrible. You run into anyone suspicious? We run into many who are suspicious, and we run the other way. We're simple traders, like I said. But we haven't seen any groups big enough or ferocious enough to butcher a village. Then I'd best keep searching. May your path be true, Hunter. We're here if you need any goods. I mean, we have a little bit of money. Throwing knives, thorn of a Vigo cactus, a flask of corrosive cactus sap. That's interesting. I don't think we're desperate for... I'll save my money for right now. Actually, can I sell... Apparently I have a gold nugget. They will not take that. You could sell the lizard stuff, which would enable us to buy a thing I don't necessarily know the value of. I think I'm good, actually. Well, you know what? I don't know that we have a lot of use for these things. So let's just go ahead and be rid of them. I offer to share a meal, but they do not eat meat. Fair enough. A footprint. Not from a newcomer boot, though. You hear the sad bleating near the abandoned shepherd hut. A little lamb shivers in the bushes. It looks up at you with big watery eyes. This feels like a... Slaughtering it for meat feels like a level of grimness that we do not have to succumb to. I'm patting it on its head. You wonder if you're trying to comfort yourself or the lamb. Mostly the first thing, honestly. The lamb runs further into the bushes when you try to pet it. I mean, I think that makes sense. You find some old cheese inside. It stinks, but in a good way. Well, that'll come in handy during travel. Is there not room on the mount for the kid? It feels wild to me that we would let the kid walk while I ride. The child is still completely out of it as you enter the village, especially given that. A woman rushes your way. Have you come from Murzeku? We saw the smoke. Is that Kaio? Esli has been frantic. Where is Esli now? Over there, about to head to Murzeku. We tried to stop her. What's happened there? Murzeku was burned down. Only ashes remain. You brace yourself for more questions, but she only stares in shock. I'm sorry. You'd better find Esli. Yeah, I was just thinking that my own self. You hear arguing as you near Esli's home. Esli, this is crazy. You don't know what's happened. My son is there. I'm going, and you can't stop me. Kaio wakes at his mother's voice and slides off your mount. Okay, the kid was riding the mount, it just wasn't depicted that way. That's fine. Kaio? Esli runs to scoop up her son. After a moment, her stricken eyes meet yours. My grandfather? You can barely stand to look at her. They're all dead. I'm sorry. Your grandpa managed to save Kaio, and I know he would have gladly paid his life for that. Esli holds Kaio close. Her voice shakes with rage when she finally speaks. Do you know who did this? No, but I'll find out, and I'll make him pay. Esli stares into your eyes. Maybe she senses you have nothing else to live for. Good. Talk to Bikini. He thought bandits had struck when he saw the smoke in Murzeku. Kaio parted. Yeah, good. This will be a much safer place for the kid, given the thing that we're planning to do. Is it true? Everyone in Murzeku is gone. Everyone except Kaio. She starts sobbing. I'm sorry. But my cousin Puzo, I spoke to him just the other day. Where can I find Bikini? Oh, Oh, gods, how will he take the news? She's in too much grief to be of much help. Yeah, this is going to be a rough couple of days. I gotta say, this is like... It's a little fucked up, pacing-wise. And I'm not trying to say this is bad for the game. It's just like quite an experience to have the first episode end with a town being built down because a kid did something irresponsible. Or, it might have been, I'm not going to blame the kid, but, have a kid do something irresponsible and then his whole town gets burned down. And then you come back for the second episode and another town is immediately annihilated. A reliable source of fresh water. Yeah, let's take a moment here to wash our face. Fresh water soothes the tightness of your inflamed skin. Okay, good, cool, good. You're the traveler who brought back Kaio. The man wipes away tears and invites you in to share a meal. You've gone hungry enough times to never refuse free food. Yo, same. So you saw the smoke in Murzeku? I did. I thought maybe bandits had struck there. Yeah, well, I dealt with some poachers already. Dealt with? The poachers are dead? Sorry, I thought that was clear. The local bandits steal a cow now and then. I can't see them slaughtering a whole village. Still, an argument could have gotten out of hand. You think of the Kanek necklace and the newcomer footprints you found. Are they newcomers? Yes, I think most of them are newcomers. Or at least they dress like newcomers. A bit of a mix, though. So their boots could have left the prints. You really think the bandits could have done this? That's too soon to say, but I mean to check them out. Alright, at least we have a plan. A round little man with a magnificent mustache waves. It's alright. Hey, I got a question for you, traveler. It's true, Murzeku is burned down. Well, I heard, and I wondered if you could help me. See, I need an escort to the monk village of Onem. You do? He sniffles tearfully. I seek religious comfort in these trying times. You do? Well, that and there's a gambling den nearby where I can lose myself in drink and debt. I understand. He pulls at his... Listen, I'm not here to judge. He pulls at his mustache in fretful strokes. But will you take me to Onem? Yeah, fine. All right, I'm already packed. Lead the way. Not that I'm not busy, but, just we'll do things on the way. Be good to have an extra body around in case things get heavy. You don't mind my donkey, do you? Turns out I don't get to make a call on that. The donkey is here, and that's what's going on. So he has his riding creature and then another pack creature. Alright, so over here is Onem. That's the monolith. Alright, I guess let's just have a look around. We may as well double back to the meadow real quick. Who knows, there might be a little something to loot. The wind is cold against your hot skin. It's a fine day for traveling. You're not much for conversation, eh? Onem, the monk sanctuary, lies in the distant hills. The bastards who burned down the village must have headed in that direction. I'd have run into them if they'd gone the other way. Footprint, but it's too faint to tell if it's a match. Okay. It was worth checking. Let's head over to this, the ruins of this old village. Maybe people are hiding out over here. Well, there's certainly somebody. You hear rowdy voices from one of the house ruins. Are these the bandits the Bikini mentioned? Let's approach carefully because it does look like there's a lot of them. They throw chicken bones at each other, laughing uproariously while boasting about who stole the most. I mean, that's sounding fairly damning. Let's try to listen in. They don't mention Murzeku, but they could still be the ones who burned it down. You learn their hideout location. A drunk bandit stumbles and nearly falls into you. Whoa, was this guy invited? The rest of the bandits see you. Alright, I got ambushed because I was not on top of things. Whoosh. No friendly fire, I guess. Let's try to paste this dude. Okay. Deals damage on touch. There's a ghost, a manifestation of my guilt. Most ghost enemies act during the plan phase and can't be hit. Don't take too long thinking about your moves. That's really interesting, actually. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Oh, I did it again. Well, I better not just stand. That is definitely going to hit me. So I can throw this and stick the target in place. It said it did 2 damage. Am I close enough for the slap? I am not. Ow, shit. Wow, that bullet got way closer to me than I thought it was going to. Okay, maybe the right thing to do is something more like just catch you with the trap, which in fact only does 1 damage. Ooh, okay, shooting around me is a strategy, certainly. Oh boy. I probably shouldn't just fire here. Like, I'm gonna get shot. Possibly multiple times. To cover. Okay. I'm actually gonna wait right here. Okay, so he did take another 1 point of damage somewhere. I'm not sure when. Okay, I think that's a clean miss. So we can sink this dude. And then things should be simpler from there. So if I run up on this guy, specifically for the purpose of backhanding him out of his gunfire, he still gets his gunshot. Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't cause him to have to reload again or anything. So it doesn't seem like a very good strategy overall. I can't attack off of that. There we go, though. Guess I just position... If he doesn't have... Oh, okay, it's just shovel dudes anyway. All we have to do with these guys is play very simple keep away. I like the idea of like manifestations of your guilt about the violence that has taken place in your wake, being things that like dog you while you are still doing violence. I think that's actually really a really cool idea. All right, I do need to actually spend some XP probably. Let's search the bodies. We found some coins and some meat. Inconclusive, I would say. So we can gain an equipment slot, and we do see the utility of that to some degree. +1 Magia is probably pretty good given the way that our rifle works. Or we could pick up a proper, just like melee stab attack. I think I like that a lot. I think this system really benefits from having some melee combat. And then I wonder if it's possible to hit one enemy more than once with the shotgun arrows, because if so, I would definitely take that. Also, notice that we have a limited number of things here. Okay, +1 ability slot. So that would be useful. We're gonna put this in here. Okay. And then as far as my ability slots go, I do kind of want the kick. Like, I don't necessarily need to keep stab or wait, I guess. Just like move and... Oh, except I guess I'm not allowed to change those ones. Okay, I wasn't sure whether picking up more abilities was going to open up more slots automatically. If I had known for sure that it didn't, I probably wouldn't have bought the stab just yet. But that's fine. Our next thing will be versatility. We'll put the stab in there, and everything will be good. You find a chest in one of the ruined houses. It's locked, but I shoot it open. Luckily for you, you have no serious injuries. The chest just fully exploded. Don't worry, I'm all right. Okay, well that's... I did not see that coming, I will say that. Let's go check out the monolith. Insect chatter, we could use a little bit more XP. Oh, wow. Okay. These poppers are interesting. And what an interesting name for them as well. Alright, I'm gonna try something pretty risky here. Yeah. In an attempt to get them to walk through the mines. It's a shame the ghosts don't affect anybody else. Alright, well, I think we've got these guys fairly under control. Huh. That's pretty cool. Just random battlefield fairies. Seems like it's easy enough to bait these things into walking onto traps. Just like put myself over here. Do I have to... Okay, there's an equip button. All right, that's going to make things a little bit easier, I think. So I don't know if I think it would... I don't know if I think I would get there before him. It doesn't really give any indication of, like, speed, right? We know the unexpected backhand happens, like, pretty fast. Ah, no, that's not. As you might imagine, I did not mean to wait. I meant to... I hit W because I was like, you know, movement, walking. Okay, so apparently all that one has to do is just, like, walk toward you. It doesn't even necessarily have to do an attack. I think we can get through this without getting hit again. That was a one-time lapse. Ooh. You know, it gets a little close. It gets a little close. Oh, okay, I see. His attack has sort of like an ongoing component. Yeah, it's hard to get away with melee attacks when you're outnumbered like this. Haha! There isn't much in the cave but mushrooms. Alright, do shelf mushrooms heal me? Snack? Question mark HP? Let's, have a little bit of meat. We'll spend some out-of-combat items. A footprint, and it looks familiar. These could be a match for the tracks from Murzeku, and they're still fresh. Well, they gotta be close. Let's head up here. You hear voices coming from the monolith above. No, get up. There we go. Another footprint. Grim triumph fills you as you stare at it. A match. It's the world's greatest detective. The voices are coming from inside this cave. You hear the familiar twang of Tamano accents. Those monks wouldn't give up the Kanak location. Why don't we go back there with more guns and see if that makes them more cooperative? Let's peek inside. You mean to take a quick look, but freeze when you recognize the red coats. The Red Company. And they see you. What the hell do you think you're doing? You shoot him in reply. Yep, that seems fair. Seems like a wise move. So we don't have enough XP to buy anything else, right? No, we don't. I guess let's do it. Congratulations. You have been surprised. And then just a quick backhand for you. Hey, chill out. Whoosh. Uh-oh. I got a little close. The ghost is actually kind of fucking my deal up right now. Like, I did not realize what kind of fight it was. Nice. What is gonna... Here, I'm gonna try just like going down here. Trying to get out of the way, but not like so far away, you know? Ooh, can I interrupt the reload? No, he still successfully reloads, it turns out. Oh boy, okay. Oh, there's dynamite there. You know what? Okay. Found ourselves some dynamite. Finish it, old man. One of them is wounded, but still alive. You hold the Kanak necklace up to his face. You recognize this? I found it where you burned down that village. He laughs. What village? I burned down a lot in my time. Why would you be proud of that? Oh boy, take his ear feels like an escalate. I mean, I guess I killed him. Right, he's not dead, but he's definitely mortally wounded. Here's the thing about this. I don't want to have his ear. Smack him. You smack him so hard his nose splurts blood. Taking somebody's ear that's a lot more about you than it is about them. Did this necklace belong to one of you, or were you working with Canex? That old thing? Well, we got a long history with the Canex, but you'll have to ask them. Why is that? The man dies from his wounds. Is it over? Atzi sidles into the cave, looks around, and sidles out again. Yeah, buddy, you don't want to come in here. I'll wait out here. You could use some fresh air to think. Yeah. Okay, so, maybe some of the people at least who were involved, but almost certainly not all of them. There's more blood on your hands, but you're almost as clueless as before. Fucking Red Company. Who are the Red Company? The fucking bastards who burned down Yorka's village. So it's over then. You got the Murzeku attackers. No, it ain't over. The question is, were the Canex involved? So, what are you gonna do now? Let's go talk to these monks. The Redco boys wanted to ask the monks about some Canex location. Well, good. You were taking me to Onem anyway. Yeah, maybe the monks know about the Canex necklace. The monks do know a lot about the Canex. Yeah, I'll head to the monk village in Onem. Well, I'm glad to be here. He doesn't seem that glad. And I can understand why he might not be. Onem is just beyond this path. Oh, heads up. Scary looking man heading our way. A tall figure on a horse leads a mule that looks like it's carrying two limp bodies. Huh. I know that it's supposed to be kind of intimidating. We're supposed to be unsure of this approaching stranger and his intent, but the extremely cute style of the game's sprites and the walk cycles of those sprites does make it a little hard to maintain that vibe. The traveler's face remains in shadow, but you notice a well-worn rifle in their relaxed grip. Well... whatever this guy's doing, it probably doesn't have anything to do with our task, right? He has bodies and he's moving them in the direction of the village. I think we can just ignore him and keep going. The man stops next to you. All right, we are going to force ourselves to be social because it seems like he's trying. You coming from Onem? He ignores your question. You got any food? I haven't had meat in ages. Yeah, okay. You cook the meat and share a meal together. I think that's fine. I could use the healing as well. And we just sit there and look at each other real tough guy-like. You enjoy each other's company. Atzi sighs and mutters to himself. The traveler thanks you and gets ready to set off again. Thanks for the meal. He stands up and continues his way. Okay. How'd it get up there anyway? I mean, these things look like they have very impressive vertical jumps. I'm sure he can get down. Alright, you know what I might do? I think I am coming up against the end of my time for today. So before we set off any further, I think I'm going to go ahead and just call it here for the moment. We're about to reach Onem and have potentially some pretty significant dialogue with these monks. So that's going to be it for us for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. This got grim and bloody again really, really fast. I kind of thought the second story was going to build to its own moment of instigating revenge, but I guess they wanted to get right back on the llama. So come back next time when we probably get a lot more revenge on a lot more people, and maybe even some of them will be the ones who did the thing. And we'll see you then.